Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Vanzant, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all. Hey.
Hey, twice.
Good afternoon and morning, wherever you at. It's the official Man Cave Morning Show.
Yes, it is.
Yes. But it's morning in other parts of the world.
That's right.
So you don't realize right now, for our Cali listeners, it is morning.
That's right. It's like 8:30 is that,
yes.
right?
See?
You're right.
In other parts of the world.
That's right.
It's the World Wide Web, baby.
The World Wide Web.
www. First and foremost, let me introduce my partner to my right today. And again, get better, woo. Feel better, man. Heal fast. Get your situation right. And we waiting for you to come on back right now.
That's
my
right.
Partner,
You got to come with crutches.
My man, 50 grand. We always had the plan. And together we understand. We call him the dude.
The dude.
Yes, this is the dude.
Yes, sir.
Now make sure y'all address him as the dude. All right? And I'm humbly Storm Norman the General. Peace and blessings. Salute to you all. Appreciate you all. First and foremost, let me shout out everybody watching us live right now on YouTube. Shout out to everybody watching us live right now on Twitter, Periscope. Salute to everybody watching us live on the mother site, WBKS1.com. All right. Shout out to everybody listening to us as well on that TuneIn app. If you don't have the TuneIn app by now, people, please download it. It is free. It's free. Here go the TuneIn app right here. For those that's like, what's the TuneIn app? Whatever. You download it on your phone. This is how it looks. You see me right up there with the other stations.
Yeah.
BLS, right. Hot 97, all of that. The TuneIn app, you can check out all your favorite radio stations, radio shows, and guess who's on there? WBKS1.com, BKS1 Radio. All right?
So says a lot. We're going places.
Download it. It is free. Now, back to the show. Let me give some love for everybody trickling in. Shout out to Marcus Sibley. Shout out to Dad Woo, Jeffrey Woo. What's good?
What up, man?
No doubt. Denise Sparrow on the check-in. Ingrid Judge. Peace and blessings. Jude Flex Joseph. Peace and blessings. Shout out to Cass Minor. Peace. Queen Kima. Peace and blessings. Juanita.
What's up, cuz?
Peace and blessings. Janice Maxine Brooks. Peace and blessings. Susan Moore. B. I see you. Wendy Shep Johnson. Peace and blessings. We're going to get this thing popping today. We got a lot to talk about.
We got a brand new show for y'all.
As y'all trickling. Now, look, the topic of the day is stop saying F it.
Yes.
And start saying fix it.
Woo.
Stop saying F
it.
And start saying fix it. All right, so we're going to talk about that today on the Man Cave Morning / afternoon show.
That's
all right, you already know what it is.
/
And real quick, for all you avid readers out there and people that like reading good books and good literature and all of that, make sure you check out that book called Letters to a Queen 2, A Continued Story of Love, by author Jude Flex Joseph Sr. All right, make sure y'all go get that. That's a good read. For those that like reading, still like reading books. Everybody don't like reading books, man.
I don't. I'm a video dude.
You know, I used to go on the train, right? Think about it. I know, like, when you ride the train,
right.
Remember back in the day, we would see a lot of people just with a book.
Yeah.
They pull out a book from their bag and they start reading it on the train. Do people still do that? Because most people now pull out their phone.
E-books. Or they run
the tablet.
Yeah, the tablet. Yeah.
Or their tablet. Or break open their laptop or whatever.
Right.
It's like, do you really see a lot of people cracking a book? But what I found out, there are a lot of still avid book readers around the world. Shout out to all the book clubs in America and across the country.
Yeah,
Well, go get that book, man. Again, it's on Amazon Books. It's called Letters to a Queen 2. All right? And it's by author Jude Flex Joseph Sr. We had him on our show.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. I remember the name.
Yeah, he's a poet. He's a poet as well. And before we get started, too, don't forget what's going down February 10th. All right, it's going down. It's the official Aquarium birthday bash and my birthday day party.
Birthday.
It's going down February 10th. That's a Sunday. It's a day party from 4 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 437 Main Street, West Orange, New Jersey. It's the beautiful Zulu Bar. The place is beautiful. It's nice. Come on out. Have a grown, sexy. It's a grown, sexy affair. Come on out. It's only $10 to get in. All right, they got great food, great drink specials, all of that. And also, it's our official Who Owns the Mic open mic series. So, Dennis, you want to get up there and sing? For all you singers, comedians, spoken word artists that want to get up there and do your thing, it's going to be an awesome time. Shout out to my boy DJ Okie E. He going to be on the ones and twos. I will be on the ones and twos, rocking out, doing what I do.
You going to be spending on your birthday?
Yo, bro, I enjoy what I do.
I know,
Everybody
you got
said that.
You got to.
But I'm just going to do an hour set. I'm going to rock out, do an hour set, but I'm going in that day. Nothing but classics and throwbacks. You know how I do.
Yeah.
So let's clap it up for that. So remember that, February 10th. It's a Sunday. It's an epic day party. All right. It's at the Zulu Bar. It's the Aquarium birthday bash. If you got Aquarian friends or Aquarian family and you want to celebrate the birthday at the Zulu Bar, bring them out there.
I don't think people really understand that the Zulu Bar is the spot.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they definitely want to come there, not only just because it's a nice spot, but to support Norman, Storm and Norman, I should say, and the radio station. Definitely want to come out February the 10th. Don't forget that.
No doubt. Wu said he had the lawyers and the rehab. No doubt, man. Yo, man, hey, man. They did you wrong, bro. Get that check. Shout out to Robert Graham on the check-in and everything. So let's get this thing started, man. So let's see. What story are we going to go with today? There's a lot going on. Okay. We're going to start light, and then we're going to, you know how we do. We're going to ramp up and everything. So your daughter, right? Just say you got a 16-year-old daughter.
Okay.
16, 15, whatever the case may be.
Right.
You gave her a phone.
Okay.
She was acting out.
Right.
Whatever. You took her phone away.
Okay, normal.
You take her phone away, and she gets mad. She hits up her mom.
Right.
Or she even takes it a step further and calls the damn cops. Calls the cops on you because you took her phone away. How would you handle that situation? Hold on. I'm going to run this clip.
Yeah,
just tell me what y'all honestly
see this.
think about this clip right here. And what would y'all do? How would y'all handle this situation?
It's not a theft of property.
How is it not?
Because he's your father.
My mother bought my phone though.
Well, then he can hand it over your mother. You can hand it over your mother.
My mother stays in Dayton. He was never supposed to take her.
Well, either way.
We've all had some disagreements with our parents from time to time, but this girl's taking it to the next level and calling the cops on her dad.
It's not a theft of property.
How is it not?
Because he's your father.
My mother bought my phone though.
Well, then he can hand it over your mother. You can hand it over your mother.
My mother stays in Dayton. He was never supposed to take her.
Well, either way, like I said earlier, you having a phone, your father has the ability and the right to take the phone from you. Or if you're being unruly or on whatever, as far as not behaving or not listening by the rules, having a phone is not a right. It's a privilege. You don't need a cell phone.
It's a privilege that you have a phone, period.
So what I would suggest is if you guys have like time apart for a few minutes, you guys then sort out whatever the differences are here as to what led up to it, and whatever would help him facilitate you getting your phone back. I would do just that, so you get your phone back, so you're not without it. But if that means you got to do steps A through Z, like he says, do just that.
Do you agree too, sir?
I don't know how much more.
It's even not a matter of agreement. It's the way it is. It's a fact. It's just when you're under 18, it's when you're under 18, they have that right to do so. Yeah. Back in the day, we had pagers, and I got mine taken away. So I hear you. Pagers. Do you know what a pager is? All right. Do you know?
And I was in, like you said, giving them some space or whatever. I'm in the house playing the game with the kids, and my other daughter told me the police was here, so I came out and see what you was.
I'm assuming she called, so. Dispatch doesn't necessarily tell us all the details.
I guess I'm like all the way down. Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna clap it up for the officer.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna clap it up for the dad.
Yeah.
I had a similar situation.
So
I ain't gonna go in there and put it out there, but yeah, I had a similar situation because just some nonsense. Just gonna hang up. Caller from the 866. State your name. Where you calling from? You on the official Man Cave Morning Afternoon Show.
Number.
What's up? All right. So check this out.
That ringtone was hot though.
Yeah, when y'all calling, that's our new ringtone. Shout out to Skype. But anyway, how would y'all handle that situation, bro? Because I had a similar situation.
So did I, bro.
And basically, I got the cops called on me because I said go to bed early and get off the phone because the person was on the phone at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, okay.
That was under my care.
That's correct.
And that's correct. That's how I'm going to say it.
Yeah, it's funny you said that. I had a situation like that too, man. And I'm gonna go into my daughter. At the time, my 4-year-old grandson was maybe 5 months, 6 months, maybe a little older. He's 4 now.
Mm-hmm.
And she got into it with the baby's father. And, my grandson there in the car, he don't know what's going on. She's mad and snatches the car seat with him in the car seat. And so, I see my little grandson moving around in the car seat. I'm like, yo, hold on. Yo, don't handle him like that.
Right.
So when I said to her, don't handle him like that, she must have forgot who her dad was and said something slick. So before I knew it, I snatched my daughter up, right? I wouldn't hit her. Of course, I can't do that because if I put my hands on her, I'm a grown man. She's only, at that time, 105 pounds.
Right.
I'd have snatched her up. I snatched her up. And mom, everybody coming out there, let her go. So I had her in the air. I had her feet off the ground. Like, don't you ever in your life call yourself trying to bucket me.
Right.
I put her down. I left. About 20 minutes later, I know all the cops. I get a call. Dennis, what's going on? What you mean what's going on, man? Your daughter down there trying to sign a complaint against you. Sign a complaint against me for what? For snatching up because the way she was handling my grandson? Like, yeah. I said, well, she felt like that's what she needed to do. That's what she needed to do.
Right.
Make a long story short, signs a complaint. I go to court. When we go to court, and the judge, and this is why I'm telling you, man, I had a black judge, and I'm not making this out to be racist. And you know the judge, too. I ain't going to say his name. You know him. So we come into the courtroom, and he looks at me. He looks at my daughter, and he says not one word to me, and he just says to my daughter, do you realize what you just did? You signed a complaint against your dad because you was handling your son some kind of way, and he intervened that. I'm more upset with you. He said, because this is your father, and you bringing your dad to court on some stuff like this?
Exactly.
He said, with all this, he said, more than you realize it, you'll need your father first before he needs you. Case dismissed.
So, yo, I'm glad you handled it.
Case dismissed. He was like, case dismissed.
I'm glad you handled it that way. I'm glad the judge handled it,
so
handled
was
it
I.
that way.
So
but
was I.
What would you do, though, if your child called the cops on you for just disciplining him? Wasn't like he was punching them in the throat and beating them in the face or whatever like that. You took away their phone, you took away their Xbox or whatever, and they called the cops saying that you stole their property.
yeah, bro.
And so the only reason he took the phone away from her because he asked her, when you're in my house and you're underage, do not put a password protector on your phone.
Right.
Because he's one of those dads that want to go through and make sure nothing's going
on.
Right. No pedophiles is after her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like no shady businesses going on, whatever, in his house.
Right, makes sense.
So was he wrong for saying, look, as long as you're in my house, I do not want you to password protect your phone.
Right.
Yes.
He wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. I don't see him being wrong, bro. And the reason why I said I don't see him being wrong, because sometimes fathers got to step and go beyond the norm to protect our children.
Right.
And they don't understand that. You know what I mean? A lot of these kids out here, they think they know what they're doing. They talking to people on Facebook. They meeting across the world, meeting people in Detroit. They 14 years old, talking to all these people, and they grown people. Before you know it, they having them meet them somewhere. Don't tell your parents, we're gonna go to a party.
Right.
Then before you know it, they're what you call that human trafficked. They're human trafficked off, and now everybody want to call daddy. You know, and as a protective father, even though my daughters are grown, my daughters are 25, one of my daughters will be 26 next month, 2 months from now I should say, and my other daughter just turned 21. I'm still a protective father, but I learned to only let my daughters go so far. I want them to go far enough so they learn the lesson, but that calling the cops, once you do that, once you bring, I don't care what it is, once you bring the cops in, that is a total disrespect and violation of the authority that a man has at his house. Because all them cops had to do was agree with the chick, and the father could have been shot and killed or arrested. That's terrible, man. Terrible.
Right.
So everybody's saying a beatdown. Exactly.
No doubt. Shout out to Ingrid Judge. She said this
beat
week.
Down.
She said, old school, you getting beat down in front of the cops. Take her with you and don't take anything I bought.
That's right.
Deidre Howard Francois, hey Deidre, said packing their toothbrush and a pair of drawers. Get their medical records together so when diapers comes, they will be ready. My rules, my house. Absolutely. Clap that up.
Yeah, definitely.
Clap that up.
Definitely, man.
Sandy B said, what's up, man? She was acting like a spoiled brat. Her father should have stopped buying stuff she want and only buying stuff she need since she want to be a brat, no doubt. Jude Flex Joseph Sr., what's up, author? Said, nope, he's not wrong. My daughter has a cell phone and she knows that she's with me or even her mother that her phone is not allowed to be locked. She respects it. And look, in real talk, I'll tell her to let questions it.
Better have that, man.
Tanja Lewis said, my house, my rules. No doubt. Who else? Let's see. B said, call them. You going with them? You going with them too. I got all my kids' passwords and do random checks. They are 17 and 19. Damn, the 19-year-old? I don't know. I'll be protesting that if I was 19, B.
Nah, man. You know what? It's funny to be, and I don't want to get too much off subject, but even like, you know, in my married life, man, you know, I don't have no passwords no more than the passwords in my email or Facebook, and she knows both. I mean, it ain't no I'm surrendering to her or I'm trying to prove something to her. It's just the fact that I ain't got nothing to hide. You know what I mean? I don't use passwords on my phone. Me nor her. We don't have passwords and you got to draw lines to open your phone. We don't have that type of relationship.
No doubt. If Facebook is giving you problems, just simply go to YouTube. You know how Facebook is.
They start wilding.
Yes, no doubt. No doubt. But you know what, bro? I'm just glad in your situation the judge
roll with me, yo. And I mean, he never said anything to me. He went in on my daughter. He was like, do you realize what you just did? You brought the law in between something that you and your dad could have worked out. Was simply protecting his grandchild. He said, because I know how y'all young girls are. Y'all mad with the baby father, want to start handling the kids anyway. Right. And he said, I would have did the same thing.
Right.
He said, you up there handling the baby any kind of way. And he said, and I know your father ain't making it up, because what would be his reason for having to snatch you up?
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, these kids today, bro, no respect, bro.
No doubt.
Respect.
Now, speaking of no respect and talking about the youth, what I'm about to show y'all is going to disturb y'all.
Oh, yeah.
It may disturb you a little bit.
Right.
But I was kind of shocked when I see this, man, because I see they getting younger and younger. And kids and these teens and guns don't mix. They're out of control.
Yeah, they are, bro.
What I'm about to show you is actually a clip where this little young brother incriminated himself. All right, and let me read this to y'all before I show y'all the clip. You know, and it saddened me when I seen it. Real talk.
Yo, crazy.
Misguided young black man incriminates himself by allegedly engaging in a shootout live on Facebook.
They think this is cute, man. Like this, I think this is cute, bro.
Right.
Like this is a TV show or something, bro.
Yeah, and it's real out here. I'm gonna run the clip right now. Very sad.
Because of these niggas no more. I ain't beefing with love because of these niggas no more. I ain't beefing. Ray, spin back through. Spin back through on Ray, spin back through. Spin back through. On the Ray, spin back through. Yo, spin back through. On the Ray, nigga, wet. Spin back through. I ain't playing with none of y'all niggas, cuz wet. Wet. Man, cuz. Outside because of these niggas no more.
This the society we live in, bro. And from what I understand, this whole clip, the cops 5-0 immediately ran up
and snatched them up.
Yeah, they ran up, and they got the Facebook page now as evidence, the whole nine. I'm hearing so many mixed reports now. They confiscated this. Other people got in trouble, whatever the case may be. But first of all, you stupid for even putting that on Facebook. It was on Facebook Live. That's one. Two, now I know you don't own the house, bro. Now you ain't got your parents.
You
got your
parents in the middle.
Yeah, the people's is in trouble now, whatever like that, because now they're gonna be like, whose gun is it? How'd you get the gun and all of that, whatever. But this is the society we live in, where it's like people are so narcissistic that they're incriminating themselves, and they're throwing up videos with them doing some stupid, illegal
stuff,
shit.
Man.
I have to say, like,
yeah,
that.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So I mean, like, what do you do? Like, where are we going to the point to where it's like 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds on Facebook Live shooting guns?
You know what it comes down to, Norm? These kids, they thinking that they're going to get all these likes on their Facebooks, their Instagrams by doing these type of videos, right? To show you that the boy had no common sense. He's out here on live wanting everybody to know he ain't playing. And it comes back to this right here. Why do these kids always got to feel the need? Why do they always feel the need to be recognized as being hard? I'm going to tell you what he did when the cops came. When the cops came, he pissed himself.
Probably.
I know he did, bro. I'm a grown man and don't want to be in handcuffs. So I know these young dudes, they are not prepared to be riding in the back of that squad car with them handcuffs on. I'm telling you, I know he cried in the back seat. I know he did. But on here, he was hardcore. I ain't playing with them. I ain't playing with them. That's right. But you did that to do what? You did that to do what? They do that, man, and I'm telling you, and it's a shame because even like when you hear somebody shooting at somebody now, and they hit the person, what's the first thing they do? Run down south. Because you know deep in your heart you're wrong. So why do I don't get it, man. I don't get it, bro. These young kids today, bro, it's just
off the chain.
Off the chain, and it ain't even an off the chain gonna take them somewhere. It's an off the chain that they're doing things to get likes.
Yeah.
They're doing things to get likes, man. Likes and be seen and go viral. That ain't cool. That's not cool. You want to go viral graduating. You want to be cool, go viral telling somebody you're going to college. You know, we got more people going viral doing nonsense than we got more people doing viral doing positive stuff.
Absolutely.
Dumb, man.
Absolutely. Speaking of his nonsense and disrespectful in the whole nine. Okay, so anybody know me? I'm a big boxing fan. I'm a huge boxing fan, right?
Yeah.
So let me tell you, I get it. It's not just about being a great boxer and just about being a great athlete. It's also about being a great showman.
Yeah.
Bringing some excitement to the game and whatever, the whole sport of boxing. Muhammad Ali did it.
Right.
Mike Tyson did it.
Yeah.
Sugar Ray Leonard did it. Brought that little extra excitement to it. Roy Jones did it.
Yeah, true.
So we got Adrian Broner, right? So he fought Pacquiao this weekend, right? So Adrian is known to, just be a little but disrespectful as well. I mean, here's the thing, right? In this game of boxing, if you're an athlete, period.
Right.
So you want to be great at your sport, but your sport is also a business.
Right.
You want endorsements and all of that. You cannot get endorsements with getting on air and being a complete asshole
yeah.
and buffoon.
Yeah, true.
You cannot, because companies is not going to rock.
They don't want to rock with you because your credibility is on the line.
So when I seen dude, all right. So first he went at Larry Merchant. I showed y'all the clip where he went at Larry Merchant, right, and was disrespectful. So he lost the fight.
Right.
Pacquiao won, hands down.
Everybody says that.
Pacquiao won,
Everybody
hands
says
down. If you
that.
saw that fight, Pacquiao won.
Everybody says he won.
So he gets with the ring announcer after that, and this is his reaction, and to me it's more or less, one, you a sore loser, and bro, just take the L, but you ain't got to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run the clip. Y'all tell me what y'all think of boxer Adrian Broner. Here go the clip.
What did you think about the fight?
I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. I controlled the fight. He was missing. I hit him clean more times. I beat him.
You averaged 8 punches. Less than 8 punches was the most punches that you had in the round, and it seemed as though you couldn't get close enough.
It already sounded like you was against me. So I already ain't got a fair shake talking to you. But let me talk something. Let me let y'all know. I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. I did this for the hood. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. What they trying to do is they trying to get that money again with Pacquiao and Floyd. But it's cool. I ain't worrying about it. I'm still that nigga, man. I'm on top. Cincinnati, stand up. West Side. 2-5.
You're 3-3-1 in your last 7 fights. What will you do next?
Hey, I'm 3-3-1 my last 7, but I'll be 7-0 against you.
Well, that wouldn't mean much. That's the end of this interview. What did you think about the fight?
I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. Everybody out there know.
So when I saw that, man, I said, yo, how far have we come in this sport, man? I was like, one, so you sitting there, you talking to a Caucasian reporter, and like, I'm still that nigga. And he probably in his mind like, yes, you are.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
Yes, you are. You still that nigga. And see, this is when like, man, like, you ever watch somebody, you didn't even know it's not you, because they reflect you.
Right.
You embarrassed
it's
for
embarrassed,
them.
You embarrassed for them.
You
like,
embarrassed
yo,
for them. I'm like,
yes.
yo, I was watching it. Yo, I was thinking in my seat like,
yeah, it made you turn a little bit,
yo,
man. I know.
Like, come on, we got to do better, man, for real. Like, where's your camp? Like, where's your camp saying, bruh, you got to change up. We trying to get paid here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
First of all, if the commission call him in and be like, you know what, we're going to suspend your license because of X, Y, and Z.
He's done. It's one thing to be flashy, but be a people's champion like Floyd. He's flashy, but he's a people's champion. When you get to the point where you out there, he was mad because he lost. Let me tell you something. When you speak, there's certain tones of voice that you use when you're confident.
Right.
When you know that you lost, there's going to be a break in your words, your syllables, because the brain can't think fast enough for you to lie. And it's clear. I didn't even see the fight, but it's clear he got his butt whooped.
Yeah, no, he got his butt.
And the sad part about it is he really think the hood thinks he won.
I did it for the hood.
He really think the hood thinks he won. His career is over, bro.
No, it's definitely over.
His career is over. He's 3-3-1.
See, let me tell you something. No matter
he's done.
Let me tell you this is where a lot of these young cats coming up need to really go back and learn from history, right? So even when the country came against Muhammad Ali,
right?
From draft dodger, this whole thing or whatever,
right?
And just because he decided to become a Muslim,
right?
And they were saying he spoke out against Vietnam and the whole nine,
right?
The reporters still rock with him, and I got so much respect for Howard Cosell, because even at a time when Muhammad thought the whole country was trying to come against him,
Howard Cosell was holding him down.
Howard Cosell said, you know what? Howard Cosell's the one that gave him that interview. He hit up Howard and was like, yo, I need this.
Right.
I need this. I need to come on and explain me and this and this and that.
Right.
And he got on and he had that one-on-one with Howard Cosell on ABC back then, whatever. And then the world heard him, whatever. And they had so much, started getting the love back for him, and he got that fight again. He got that fight that he wanted.
Yeah, he did.
But he was able to use the media, not the media just using him, but he was able to use the media because they loved him
They
that
loved
much.
him, yes.
Because of what he was bringing to the sport of boxing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like
Right.
you get this clown. Yo, and that's clownish. It's like, come on, we got to be better than that.
Right, right.
You got to be better than that, bro. You on national TV, you on pay-per-view. The whole world is seeing you, and this reflects on us.
Right, by saying I'm that nigga. He could have been like, I'm that dude, or I'm still the man. He was like, I'm that nigga. Like, come on, man.
So you can never be mad at a Caucasian person when they seeing this.
Right. Right.
Right?
That's correct.
And they like, look at them niggas over there.
Right.
What are you going to say to it?
You can't. You can't. Oh, I'm not like him.
Because you got Broner saying, I'm that nigga.
Right.
In the boxing arena, in a professional sport. I don't know, man. We got to do better.
Yeah, for sure, man. I don't know. Shout out to Marcus Brown. My boy Marcus Brown fought Badu Jack. Marcus, man, good job, brother. I'll call you a little later on in the week, let you celebrate. But
salute.
You watching, good job, man.
No doubt. Let's read some comments. So, Jude Flex Joseph Sr. said,
his camp is not going to say anything to him as long as they can get something out of him being this way, being this way, and he has money. No true people in his camp, and he has money. No true people in his camp, because if he had one true friend in his camp, they would have told him he's bugging out and needs to be humble. I totally agree. Totally agree with you on that.
No doubt.
Totally agree.
No doubt. So you in the ring, you threatening a 75-year-old white man, whatever, and he's like, okay, what good is that going to do? You know what I'm saying?
He's like 70. I'd be 7-0 if it was you.
Yeah, I'd be 7-0
but
if it was you.
Knew
of course,
he lost. He knew he lost. He knew he lost because if he felt like he won, the proper way to do that would have been to get a rematch. But see, he got his butt whipped so bad he don't want to fight him again. So, all they trying to do is get Pacquiao and Mayweather again. Nah, all you were supposed to do was like, look, he fought good. I underestimated him. I hope he give me the opportunity to fight him again. If he does, I'll come back and I'll give you guys your money worth.
No doubt. Deidre said, what hood? Crack hood? Delusional hood? Classless hood?
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
I agree with you.
Let me tell you something. I'll rep, no matter what walk I go through in life, I will always rep Plainfield.
Right.
Plainfield. I decided to have my business in Plainfield.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, my thing is, if you're going to rep your hood, rep it well.
Rep it well where you bring some attention to it.
Yeah. Nobody can ever come back to me and said I brought down the quality in Plainfield, or I disrespected Plainfield, or you know what I'm saying, I don't have no love for the. Right. Nobody can ever come back to me and say that. And it's like what he's doing by that, he don't realize he's disrespecting his hood.
He sure did. He made his hood.
Because now they're going to feel like, oh, okay, this is how every young black man from
right.
Cincinnati is, from Ohio is.
Right.
Feel me? So, like, come on, man. And then your father that's part of your training camp, you know, every time he gets in the ring, his father brushes his hair and all that. Instead of brushing his hair, you know, for the little showmanship, you probably need to be giving him some sense on what to say and what not to say.
Because the worst thing in the world to do is to get America hating you. The worst thing in the world to do. And one thing about America, black America and white America, they love their athletes. They love their athletes, whether it be boxing, soccer, tennis, basketball, baseball. America loves their athletes. And it's something about entertainment, man, that when people love you, you know, I ain't going to go into it, but look at R. Kelly.
Yeah.
I ain't going to go into that. I'm quite sure everybody, y'all been talking about that, but when you look at entertainers, they're looked upon as a person that entertains you. So if you're going to be getting in the ring, brushing your hair and all this other stuff, be classy. Be classy. There was a way, like I said, he could have just, if he wanted to be hardcore, he could have just been like, I ain't got no words. I'm going back to the drawing board. If he really felt like he won, then we need to get this on again. He did not have to go and talk about, I'm that nigga and all. Come on, man. What's good, Jim? Yeah, that's dumb. That's dumb, man. Embarrassment.
Crazy. Yeah. Big embarrassment. Let's read some comments and then we moving on.
Yeah.
Shout out to Grand G on the check-in, playing for Bo Jackson on the check-in. What's good, man? Yeah, he's done. He's done.
His career is over, bro.
Pacquiao, Mayweather, everybody want to see that. So y'all put that together. Mayweather come out of retirement one more time. Fight Pacquiao. Let's get it over with.
Yeah,
the sport of boxing is taking a fall, man. The whole sport is just taking a decline, and then y'all got to screen y'all people a little bit better.
You know what it is? It's boxing, but it's the world in general. Because people have gotten so comfortable coming up with their own idolatry of what they're going to do and how they're going to do it and who's going to accept it. And if nobody accept it, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. That's why we got people out of control like this, man.
No doubt. I'm going to show y'all a clip being that we talking a lot about the youth today, teens and everything, and disrespect the whole nine.
True.
So here we got another situation, a daycare situation. I'm going to show you the clip. And again, I want y'all to honestly tell us, what would y'all do if this was your child? This was your child, and you took him to the daycare, and you saw a little bit of this going on. Here's the clip. Let me read the story. I'll give you a little bit of the background real quick. All right, so young black girl abused by daycare tells full story. And let me just run the clip, and then we'll talk about it.
This little girl, she is the sweetest little girl that you could ever know. So for her to sit there and just pull on her hair, it's very infuriating. I mean, I'm standing here right now, feel like I'm about to boil over. The video, the incident, everything happened about 2 weeks ago. Well, when I came up here, the police had already been notified and they were in Bath. The workers informed me that the young lady that was in the video pulling on my granddaughter's hair had been terminated. Their response to me was that they just found out about the video as well today. It was another employee that was recording the video. No, that employee is no longer here as well. This little girl, she is the sweetest little girl that you could ever know. So for her to sit there and just pull on her hair.
See,
what's your feelings on that?
See, here's the thing. Pulling the hair didn't look good. It didn't look good. I'm not gonna front about that. She was more so soft talking to the little child, so I don't really know how to judge it, except for I can say it didn't look good, her pulling the hair. It didn't look good. It did not look good. And I wouldn't say she was pulling her hair to be facetious, but she shouldn't have touched her hair at all. But what it seems like to me is that she was just grabbing her by the hair and softly pulling her back, but it still didn't look good. The way, I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. Okay, that was your granddaughter. You didn't want it done. I get it. You know what I mean? But sometimes when you got situations like this where the little girl hair was being pulled, and even though she was pulling her hair softly, shouldn't have touched her, saying all of that. The way the grandmother was talking, I was expecting to see, it took me a minute to realize what the lady was doing because I didn't see aggression.
But I get it. I get why they fired the person.
So do I.
That was filming it as well, because it was also an aide.
Right.
So I guess they probably felt like, okay, you just gonna sit back and film, even though the aide could have been filming like look at this. What's
going on? Right.
So they fired both of them.
Right.
I don't know. So you got mixed feelings about it.
I do, man, because I'm thinking that it did not look good, and if it was my daughter, I would have had something to say. You know, I would have had something to say, but. Also, and I kind of agree with what your wife just said, what Sandy said, you were trying to make the little girl eat and she was falling asleep. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think that was a little bit more, to me, that was more aggressive than the hair pull to me. But you should never touch anybody's child. That's never going to downplay to me, you know? So that's that.
B said it's a way to handle children.
She's right. She's right.
Dee Dee Graham said she snatched her head. Look at it again. B said, what about the one behind the camera laughing and called her ugly?
Somebody called somebody ugly on that?
Ooh.
I didn't hear that. You?
Ooh, wait a minute.
B, Queen, you got good ears, girl.
I'm about to run that clip again.
Yeah, because
Dee Dee Graham said the child was sleepy, snatched her by her hair. I'm snatching something. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, true. I'm certainly not saying that whether she handled it softly or not. I'm not saying that she handled that right. Please don't think I'm saying that. What I'm saying is that the way the grandmother was, I was expecting to see, like, you know, but still don't touch nobody's child at all. But, you know.
Not that. Why grab her by her hair like that?
Yeah. So I said you didn't have to touch her by the hair. I mean, They were saying she snatched her head. Maybe I need to look at it again because, you know, I might have been looking at it from the wrong standpoint.
All right, so look. So what I'm going to do is just so we can catch it, I'm going to run it again.
Yeah, I got to see that
Let's
again.
pay attention closely. Here go the video.
This little girl, she is the sweetest little girl that you could ever know. So for her to sit there and just pull on her hair, it's very infuriating. I mean, I'm standing here right now. This little girl, she is the sweetest little girl that you could ever know. So for her to sit there and just pull on her hair, it's very infuriating. I mean, I'm standing here right now. Feel like I'm about to boil over. The video, the incident, everything happened about 2 weeks ago. Well, when I came up here, the police had already been notified and they were in back. The workers informed me that the young lady that was in the video pulling on my granddaughter's hair had been terminated. Their response to me was that they just found out about the video as well today. It was another employee that was...
Yeah, she got to go.
She got to go. She got to go. She got to go. From when it looked like at first she was just trying to hold her head steady, still I don't agree with her holding her by her hair. But then when they showed the snatch and the little girl head went back more than a 90-degree angle, that was not cool.
Yeah,
because she could have snapped the baby's neck.
She got to go.
Seriously.
So do y'all if firing the 8 as well?
Definitely.
That was videotaping it with the phone.
Queen said she heard her say she's something ugly. I didn't hear that.
I didn't really hear that.
I didn't hear that.
I don't know. I'll go back and investigate that.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. But still, whether she called it ugly or not, still recording it for entertainment purposes, not cool. Or recording it the way you said it.
Right.
Like to maybe like, yo, look at what this chick is doing. You know what I mean? So I'm quite sure they had their reasons why they fired her.
No doubt.
Quite sure.
No doubt, no doubt. So, here's something. You know, I'm not no Black China fan and nothing like that or whatever, but I was just kind of like a little shocked. I'm like, wow. So, like, Black was drunk.
Okay.
Basically, she was out, whatever. You know, she got kids now. She got kids, she got babies. Whole line. They actually called the cops on her trying to get her child taken away. They called the cops because it was like she's not a fit mother. She stays drunk all the time or whatever like that. Like how can she take care of a child?
Wow.
So do you think that's the right call?
Who called the cops?
I think it was her neighbor. I'm not sure, but I'll get the story.
You know, people calling the cops so much now on dumb stuff you don't even know.
But is it dumb though? So Black China, LAPD called after an anonymous person accuses her of being too drunk to care for her child. Now, from what I heard, and this is real talk, I heard this has been an ongoing thing. And it might be true, might not be true. But, you know, is that a case of the village? You know, when people say it takes a village to raise a community and the whole nine, they looking out for the child. Are they really looking out for the child's best interest? Or are they trying to cause some problems with Black China?
Yeah, I think, to be honest,
but she does stay drunk a lot, though.
But okay, let's say for this fact that she do. Has anybody went and talked to her about it?
Yeah,
the people that are calling the cops on her, they went and talked to her. See, this is my thing. If you're really that concerned and it's that much of a concern to you, get personal about it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't bring a third party in, because, and when I say third party, I'm talking about police. Because if this is your neighbor, you have to have some type of camaraderie with her to know that she's drunk every day. There's some type of camaraderie that has to be taken on there.
Right.
So if she's talking to you every day, you know, like, you know, and yes, you're drunk, like, listen, you know, we're a little concerned about the kids. We know you're grown, you know, you want to bring the kids over or something. If you ain't willing to go to the extent to protect the kids first before you call the cops, then what's your intention? What's your intention? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Are you trying to protect the kids first? Or are you trying to make a problem first? You see what I'm saying? And when nobody goes to the extremity of getting personal to protect the child, then it's a little different. I got to question what's their motive. She shouldn't be drunk every day.
Right.
But if you drunk every day, that means you're watching her, you have some type of camaraderie with her, that she's comfortable enough to let you see her drunk. Or to let you see her every day.
So let me ask you, right? So if your neighbor walks out the house pushing a baby carriage, right?
Right.
And you see her, and you see your neighbor like, all half stumbling drunk or whatever, and she's walking the baby, she's half
Right.
this or whatever like that, what's your actions going to be?
Protect the baby.
So are you calling the cops?
I wouldn't call the cops right then and there. I'd protect the baby and probably try to talk or reason with the lady that it will probably be better for her to go back in the house. Now, if she wants to insist going back in the house, right, or not going in the house, going on her way, and she wants to put the baby in a situation that's dangerous, then I got to deal with my conscience. Then I would call the cops maybe.
All right, so at what point, and this is the question for y'all, at what point do we not mind our business? At what point do we step in and say, look, stop doing this around your child, whatever like this, I'm calling the cops. All right, you know, because a lot of times, you know, there could be windows open in somebody's house, whatever.
Yeah,
your neighbor,
I've
you got
seen
your
that
window
too.
open, you're hearing screaming, you're hearing yelling or whatever like that.
I've seen that too.
You know, you've seen the parent put their fingers in the baby's face or whatever, or move or shake or whatever like that, or you see some reckless behavior or whatever like that. At what point do we say, you know what, I'm calling the cops? So did this person do the right thing? Yes or no?
Overall, calling the cops to protect the interests of the child, yes. But if you were calling the cops to just get back at the parent, no. That's dirty. You know, that's dirty. I remember, man, I was in Camden once, and this girl was pregnant. And the dude was like, you know, kind of being a little rough with her. And, you know, this is going back maybe 13 years ago. So dude's being a little rough. And I had to make my conscience. I was saying to myself, now, if he beat this girl up, and this innocent baby winds up losing his life, and I could have done something, how can I live with that? And I said, well, God, if you allow me to see it, you must be allowing me to stop it. So I walked over and I was like, yo, my man, look, bro, no disrespect.
Right.
The sister's pregnant, man, and you like out here. So the dude was like, what? Before he can get the tea out of what, I had snatched him up. You know what happened? The girl started hitting me. The pregnant chick started hitting me. Now, when she started hitting me, she's hitting me, let him go. And I'm like, I let the dude go and I walked away. Because at that point, it wasn't nothing else I could do. You know, if I was trying to protect your unborn child, I wasn't trying to protect you. I was trying to protect your unborn child. You being a stranger, me being a stranger, that could have caused a problem for me. What if I was close enough to him that if he had a weapon, he still wouldn't have got it off. But what if I was walking up and the dude blasted me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, my conscience is, I would have been dead behind my conscience, but my point being, man, I had to do something.
No doubt. Let's read some comments. Ingrid Judge said, you never mind your business. It's all about how you handle it. We all have a responsibility to protect children.
I'm with Ingrid
no doubt.
on that.
Queen Bee said, we should step in at all times, but don't call the police until it
gets truly out of hand. Exactly.
You watch the situation. Some people
will get better.
That's
correct. Good, B.
Jude Flex Joseph Sr. said, when it comes to the kids, you can't turn a blind eye, especially if you call yourself a friend to the family. You have to step in and help in some way before you call the boys.
That's correct. See, I'm on that with them.
And Juanita, Karen Hart, say Juanita, she said, you never mind your business because the next time may never come for the person in need of protection. Tracy Abrams said, I don't involve the cops unless it's a life or death situation. The cops' presence usually makes a situation worse.
True that.
And especially when it comes to us.
True that.
Timothy Beverly said, there.
What's up, cuz?
Timothy Beverly said, there it is. That's the problem. The problem is that we forgot how to be neighbors and how we have felt at being a community to care for one another. No doubt.
Yes, sir.
DT said, call a family member first. Okay, no doubt.
Right.
Call the police and stand by your decision. Juanita said. Kaz said this. The same thing happened to me years ago without the pregnancy.
Oh, the story that I was telling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting, man. I got to clap.
Clap that up.
Yeah, they on point.
They on got some good topics today too, man.
Yeah, they on point, man. I really want to, and of course, shout out. Let's give some respect to the Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yeah, Dr. Martin Luther King.
Dr. Martin Luther King. It's your birthday, sir. Happy birthday to you. Rest in heaven.
Yes, sir. You want to hear something funny about Martin Luther? Well, it's not funny, but this is going back. I was in high school. I was 17 years old. I had to write we all had to write a poem. And I don't know why, but it was art class. I had Miss Cupid. For those of you that went to high school, y'all know who Miss Cupid is. I had to write a poem. We had to write poems about Martin Luther King. So, you know, I wrote a poem called oh my God, my mind went blank. Ndidi was a king. All I said was Ndidi was a king, and I began to write to it. Now, you know, I thought I was a rapper back then, but anyway, I was always good at writing and rhyming and making sense. I wrote this poem out, and I showed it to a black teacher. And when I showed it to a black teacher, you know what she said to me? Where'd you copy this from? You copied this. Because there's no way in the world somebody as silly as you can write something like this. And I was silly in high school.
Right.
And I said to her, I said, I didn't copy this at all. I wrote this down. This is how I feel. It came out of me. No way. And you know what? It was funny because my guidance counselor had to put all the punctuation marks in.
Wow.
I left punctuation marks.
Right.
It was just straight writing.
Right.
But I say that because even when I went to the teacher, a black teacher, and I showed her this, you know what I mean? It was a white teacher that put the punctuations in there, my counselor. So it's a shame that the black woman read it, and instead of her saying, this is great, but let me show you where to put the punctuations, a white woman, and I'm not saying that to be negative about white people, I'm saying that we, like my cousin was saying, we got to be our own community, and I'm just saying that to dedicate that to Martin Luther King.
No doubt. No, while we on the subject, it's funny because remember, we did a show, I think about 2 weeks ago, and one of the things we was discussing was about the weatherman that during his report said Martin Luther King.
Really?
Martin Luther King.
Really?
Corrected it real quick, whatever.
When was this?
His name was Jeremy Capel.
Wow.
And he's with a Channel 10 up in Rochester.
Right.
So, you know, like this was a serious discussion. Most people was like, yeah, he should have got fired, whatever like that. So the station basically fired him, but also the mayor of Rochester called for his firing, whatever.
Right.
And he continues, he says to this day, he's like, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. He has a fan page.
Right.
You know, he has a fan page. He's getting a lot of support. And it's funny, I look at the support he's getting, it's so divided. Right. So I look at all the people that supported him and like, you know, that was wrong what they did. You know, you made a mistake. Now we're getting fired for making a mistake and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And then there's another side saying like, you know what you was saying. That was a Freudian slip. And that was, that's how I Freudian slip. You was around somebody and you heard that, or you say that in your circle, or whatever, and it subconsciously came out.
Yes.
Right. That's how I feel.
Right.
So I was responding to some comments on there basically, and I wasn't like
dissing.
I was keeping 100. I was like, well, you know, I said the station did what they felt was right.
Right.
You know, you lost your job because you got to realize too, the flip side of that's a hurtful word to the African American community.
Right.
And you associate that word with one of our greatest leaders.
Right.
He was actually responding back to me. He was like, well, what about this clip? He's like, no, it wasn't no fraud. It was spoonerism. Right. So that's a word for y'all to look up, spoonerism. Right. And it's a Freudian slip is basically when you say something out your mouth.
Right.
From your subconscious. He was actually thinking that whatever. Spoonerism is like a mistake, an error. In your speech or whatever like that. Right. So he was trying to say it was spoonerism. I'm like, bro, I know what spoonerism is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Trying to downplay.
So people was coming at me, mad people.
Seriously?
It wasn't none of us.
Doesn't matter.
It was his supporters. You know, first they tried to come out with some ignorant stuff, right? And then somebody was like, see, that's the problem. You know, you people are full of hate.
Wow.
And I was like,
wow. Isn't it amazing how certain people turn that around?
They flipped that whole thing around.
Isn't that something? Deflection.
See, that's the hate speech that Martin Luther King spoke of.
He didn't speak hate.
That's hate. And I was like, what are you talking about?
He didn't speak hate.
Because I disagree, and I think this man had a subconscious intent. You see what I'm saying?
Man.
But it was, man, I was going back and forth. It was so crazy. Shout out to Victor Johnson. He jumped in the conversation too, whatever like that. But it was like,
wow,
y'all really trying to justify the situation. And my thing is, you know, like I would have more respect for him if he said, you know what, it probably came out because I have heard that in my circle,
right?
You know, and I have probably said that in my past, whatever. But this experience was a learning experience for me, and it taught me to think different,
And
because you can respect somebody.
Yeah, that would have been saving grace for me.
No doubt, of course,
it would have been.
No doubt. Shout out to Victor Johnson. Said, yeah, I had your back with that foolishness. Timothy Beverly said, and I still say there was no mistake, and he said it as a punch in the face of our holiday. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Shout out to Joanne Esau on the check-in. Shout out to Ramut Span. Shout out to Phyllis Woodbury. Respect Luther King. Exactly. Rest in peace. B said, my dude, the real GOAT, my daughter shares his day. I memorized his speech at 9. No doubt.
Wow.
No doubt. And if I asked y'all, you know, what does MLK Day mean to y'all? What does Martin Luther King Day mean to y'all? Is it just a day off of work? You know, and what does Martin Luther King mean to y'all? All right.
Yeah, true that.
Let me go on. Shout out to Mimi. Mimi said, wow, Norm, you're full of love. Ignorance. No doubt. It was exactly. Ramut said people need to see that prejudice still lives and people say what they really feel. Ramut, exactly. You hit it on the head. I'm clapping that up. Here's a little something from Bernice King. Dr. Bernice King.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King's daughter. All right. Here we go.
I love her, man. Went to church with her. Love her to death.
The day honoring your father, what does it mean to you?
I'm glad that we, every year, have to come back to him. No matter how far off track we get, there's this day that almost is like beckoning us when we look at the climate that we're in now, where we've probably experienced a consistent pattern of protesting in our society that we probably haven't seen since Vietnam. He reminds us of that greatness, the greatness of America's the right to protest for right. His words remind us of who we are to be.
To Dr. Bernice King. But have we gotten so far off track, man? Like, real talk. Just as a people in general, when I look at, it was funny. I was watching oh my God, I can't think of his name. The Congressman John. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot his name. But anyway, they was talking about Martin Luther King yesterday on CNN, and they was also talking about Robert Kennedy.
Right.
You know how Martin got shot and whatever, and Robert Kennedy got shot and assassinated, whatever. Anybody that spoke for truth and especially had our backs.
Right.
It was like almost like you signing your own death certificate by standing up for yourself. Back then it was a whole different era.
Right.
You know, you couldn't speak out against injustice without people trying to take you out or silence you or whatever. And it's like today I really feel as though in the school system and with a lot of these kids, like enough of our history is not implanted in them. You know what I'm saying? It's not instilled in them.
You're right.
Enough of our history is not instilled in a lot of these youth and a lot of these kids today. And I get so bothered by it because I see such a lack of disrespect for where we came from.
Right.
And the things they do, their actions today is like totally, I'm like, I just shake my head sometimes.
Right.
You know, now don't get me wrong, you got a handful of youth that's doing some great things and they're not so negative and they're doing positive things, but then you got the flip side that's very disappointing, and I look at it, bro, and I'll be like, I hear the things that come out some of these kids' mouth, like MLK, Martin Luther King, and they making jokes about it, and I see crazy memes about them. And there's certain things that don't get that joke criteria. You know, certain things you don't play with, or whatever. And I just see such a lack of disrespect for our past and our history. It just bothers me.
And, you know, I don't know if you ever talked about this, man, but last year I remember seeing this flyer that somebody was throwing a party and they had Martin Luther King on the flyer with a rope on, with like a rope, and they had him with like, you know, like a Kangol on, and they kind of just like photoshopped the picture of him. And this is black people that did this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like trying to bring him to the level of what they see black people as, like wearing shades, and this wasn't somebody white, this was somebody black that did this. You know what I mean? So when you talk about disrespect, I think it's even more disrespectful when a person that was beaten with clubs and dog sicked on and wouldn't fight to push nonviolence, you know what I mean? And also a back then there was a lot of rhetoric amongst the Nation of Islam and Martin Luther King in reference to the nonviolence part.
Right.
In reference to the nonviolence part. And then people today that don't even acknowledge what Martin Luther King stood for and he represented today. And I'm talking about black people, you know, I mean, and just to be able to have a day that's recognized as a national holiday of a black man. And it's not about being black, but it's about what that black man went through to stand up for other black people, man. And it's a shame that, like, you're getting disrespected on one side by certain people, not all, but certain people.
Right.
And then when you get disrespected by your own, man, like that movie where they had called him a hoe in it. You know what I mean? They called him a hoe. You remember the movie? And it was a big thing about that.
Yeah.
And
talking about Barbershop.
That was a big thing with that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the respect for Martin Luther King is very underrated. Very underrated.
But
man.
see, this is what we do. And we was talking about this before the show, right? You can do, and I'm talking to y'all out there too, right? Shout out to the listeners. Y'all can do 875 million great things.
Right.
Great things in life, right?
Right.
But somebody will just remember the
one bad thing.
One thing that you did. Okay, you cheated on somebody.
Right.
Or you got drunk. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or you cursed. You said foul curse words out your mouth, or whatever the case may be. So all those 8 million great things get shut down.
Right.
Because of that one thing, right? And that's the focus. That becomes people's focal point instead of all the positive, right? So when you come at, you know, somebody like Dr. Martin Luther King, right? That because of him, we have certain freedoms and certain liberties that we have today, in parts of our country and whatever. You know, like a lot of his actions affected us in a positive way, right? So now you mean to tell me, so he's a womanizer?
That's always gonna be.
He cheated. He cheated on Coretta.
Right.
Blah blah blah. But does that negate like everything great that he did and what he really stood for? You know, like do you tarnish a man's name? Do you get, you know, does that blemish his legacy?
They try to.
No, but
people will try to do anything, and you're right. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, we do that still today.
Yes,
and we do it with each other.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. You are absolutely correct. You're 100%
Yo, did you see that great play, Juanita? I'm sorry, I got to use it. Did you see that great play that Juanita created and directed?
Right.
Final Deceit. It was awesome. It was awesome. Catch Juanita one day in the Fridays, right?
Right.
She chilling, bopping her head to music, right?
Right.
She get a little tipsy drunk and whatever. She stumbles out, whatever like that. Oh my God, Juanita! Oh,
the stage play writer.
She was so sloshy and this and that, blah 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 blah, whatever. Dang, okay, but she did X, Y,
excellent
and Z.
play.
She's helping women do this. She's helping women, and she's standing up for domestic, doing this. She's doing that, whatever.
Right.
So you forget all of that,
right?
Because she had a one human era moment.
Right.
One human era situation.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm just using you as an example.
Right. We're not saying you did that. We're just using it as
I'm quite
an
sure some of y'all out there experienced something like that, and we got to stop doing that. And
Right.
we do it to each other, and it's crazy. We already got to expect, right, other people to do that to us.
Right.
But we got to stop doing it to each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I do, man, and it's something that has been an age-old preach message forever and ever, man. And you know what I think that's good about it, at least with us, and when I say with us, the age group, and please don't anybody younger than us take this the wrong way. I'm talking about if you came out of high school between the year of 83 and 87, there's something about that, and I'm not saying anybody after that wasn't good. I know y'all good too, but I'm talking about just the people I'm around. In reference to that, there's something about us that we kind of got caught in between seeing certain things, and a lot of times were changing for us in the 70s.
Right.
So we got more of the positive side of what Martin Luther King did. If you ask the average kid today who was Martin Luther King, all they'll tell you is he was a man that had a dream.
Right.
That's all they're going to tell you. He was some man that had a dream. They can quote bits and pieces of his poem, but speech, but they would never be able to tell you what he represented.
Absolutely.
They'll never be able to tell you that.
Absolutely. Shout out to everybody. Great comments. Denise Barrow said, Dr. King is still a great man. Absolutely. Kaz Miner said, it's so disrespectful to make fun of the man that saved us from the heartache that
Kaz.
we could be going through today.
Exactly.
Kaz, I agree with you 500%. No doubt. Shout out to Ramut says, Norm, you are right. The schools teach you very little of black history. I went to Mattawan High School and they taught us nothing. I had to learn as I became grown and still learning. Much love for my people. Let's keep rising. Exactly. Clap. Let me.
Yeah, true that.
Because you know what, it's sad too, man. It's real sad. Mimi said, I feel that 100%. I was there the other day. We are all human and no one is perfect.
Right. Correct.
And shout out to DT. We all need to reevaluate ourselves. Our lives of the essence of every race. No doubt.
I agree.
True
DT.
True indeed. And you know, I had to reflect on this, and I know we got a topic
bro,
and everything.
for sure. No, that we needed that.
Because
we needed
because
that.
it really bothers me, right? And it's funny because you know they riding Erykah Badu hard. About the concert.
A little bit
like
about
she's
that.
catching a lot of heat because she got in the concert. She was like, "Yo, let's pray for him." She's like, "It's about love." She said, "Let's pray for R. Kelly."
Right.
Like pray for him. Or whatever.
Right.
You know, with everything he's done.
Right.
You know, and again, you know how I feel about him, so we're not rehashing this.
Right.
I know how most of y'all feel about him, so we're not rehashing it.
Right.
But you still have to pray, even for your enemies.
That's correct.
You know, you still have to pray and learn to forgive somebody that has done something wrong against you. Let me take this call. Caller from the 404. State your name when you're calling from. You're on the official Man Cave Morning Afternoon Show. What's up?
What's up? This is Troublemaker.
Troublemaker, what's good?
Getting back to the previous subject, I'm talking about this is human nature for somebody to just point out the wrongdoings of other people. Because if you put up a white canvas, I'm gonna make this real short. If you put up a white canvas and you put a little black smudge in the middle, what you gonna notice? The black smudge or all the white part that represents the good parts?
No, true indeed. Great analogy.
Great analogy.
Yeah, great analogy, man. I
analogy,
mean, that's true, and we do that so much. We do that so much, man. And it's like we will find the smallest little thing that somebody did in their life, and we'll magnify it 8 million times over, and forget about the 8 million great things that somebody has done. And now again, if it's something serious, you know, like R. Kelly serious, that's different. But I'm talking about so he's a womanizer. Okay, so really, so he was a womanizer. He liked pretty women, whatever like that. You know, you don't hear nothing about him. No sexual assaults or nothing like that.
Right.
You know, he stepped out on his wife. Him and his wife got to deal with that.
That's correct.
And this is real talk.
Right.
Him and his wife has to deal with that. But was that worthy of a whole FBI investigation? You know, against this man, to trying to find out if he was a communist, to trying to find out that he's cheating on his wife, and they used that against him to threaten him. Like, if you don't step down from this pulpit, these speeches and your stance, your wife is going to hear all these recordings.
Wow.
And I would have been that dude that would have been like, you know what? For the recordings myself.
Yeah, same with me.
I'll deal with that situation, but I'm not going to stop doing the work that I'm doing for this country to better this country.
Right.
And they came at him with that, and he still stood his ground. And he stood tall. Thankful that he did. And Coretta still had his back. His wife
sure did.
Back then, you saw the essence of strong black women,
love,
strong black love. She still stood by him, and our sisters in that right. As far as protecting us, they do a way better job of protecting us than we do protecting them. And I'm just keeping it 100.
That's very true.
You 100, and
I'm just keeping it real.
But black women are naturally protective. They're nurturers, and they still have that embedded in them. But they took away our strength and our manhood to do what we're supposed to do. Look how many women that are in these high positions and making more of us to defeat us. I'm talking about the people that put them in the positions to make them feel as though they're superior. They're confusing our inner homes.
You know, that's a whole other topic, bro.
Right there.
And I think we're going to have to use that as a topic this week, if you don't mind, sir.
That's deep.
I don't mind, but it is what it is. I'm talking about the people are making us compete against each other. That's how they do to break up our home. If you break up the home and you break up the leader, you got everything else. Everything else will crumble.
Right.
I'm talking, look how many people, and plus look how many people that are out there messing up and they take the focus off of them, and they magnify our situations.
But
True
it's
indeed.
always been that way.
True indeed. Troublemaker, thank you. Appreciate
for
you.
calling in.
Keep it locked. One love, bro.
All right, take it easy.
No doubt. Yeah, man. Yeah. So and going back to that, it's crazy because the clip, and if they do shut us down, just go to YouTube on Facebook. But I'm gonna run y'all the clip of Erykah Badu, and I want y'all to break it down because I got my own self-assessment. But she took the time out of her concert, out of her performance. People paid to see her perform, and she brought up the R. Kelly situation and how she felt about it. And just tell me what y'all feel about Erykah and how she felt. And is she right? I'm gonna take one more call before I go into that clip. Caller from the 908. State your name where you calling from. You're on the official Man Cave Morning / Afternoon Show. What's up?
I know my comment was long. Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen B.
Hey, Queen B, what's good?
Queen. How are you guys? I just wanted to comment in regards to, because you guys both made some great points in regards to what they are teaching in our schools. And I was like that kid. I grew up in South Plainfield, and then I migrated back to Plainfield. But I noticed that I was that rebel kid, and it's not even a rebel kid, but I was the one who didn't stand for the national. I did that when I was in the 6th grade, you know. And I got in trouble. I got sent down. My mother didn't do anything. It was just like, you don't, and they were like, you have to stand, and I just didn't. Because I noticed, I challenged my history teacher. I noticed that everything was indentured servants, everything was slavery, and it was just kind of watered down, the history, and it was like they didn't teach us anything. First of all, our history didn't start with slavery. You know, we were kings and queens, and none of our kids know any of that.
Right.
They literally start from the 50s and the 60s, but there is a whole, like, I always teach my kids, we had we were thriving. Like, literally, there are areas where we were thriving, and they burnt everything down. You know, you guys know Juneteenth. You guys know, certain air. We had our own airplanes. We had our own. We invented a million things.
Right.
And either the patent is stolen, or the fact that we don't get the credit for the things that. One of the guys now literally just made the Super Soakers. He is just getting his millions of dollars right now because someone stole it.
Yes.
And tried to pass it off as their own, and he is now, literally this year, if you look it up, this year, he's actually just getting, not even millions, I'm sorry, he's getting billions of dollars because of his fight, and it was his. So I just think that we don't get the credit. I think also some things is just having a cage mentality. Sometimes, when you're let out, you kind of still have that cage mentality, so some don't thrive. Some don't understand who we really were, and if they did, oh my God, we'd be such a powerful people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I just had to add that because I agree with you. Like the history that's taught, oh God, it is so watered down. It is not. It's not our history. It is someone who sits down and said, "I'm going to give them this," and and not really talk to the black people.
So let me
talk to them.
So let me ask you this, B. Do you think at this point in the game, with us knowing that, why can't we create our own history books, and why can't we get that curriculum instituted into the school systems today? Because
Norm, it's so crazy you say that because why haven't we? Why do you allow your children? Because I had an African American when I did move to Plainfield. I had an African American class. So that is where I learned. When I moved back to Plainfield is when I learned more about me. Because I had been in South Plainfield from 3rd grade up until 12th. So let me tell you, if I spent my whole life there, I literally would be a different person. But when I moved back here, I literally was able to embrace my culture because I started learning more. But Norm, why haven't we? Yeah. Why do we not create a book? No one has done it. No one.
But and that's my, and you know what? See, here's the thing about it. So I'm gonna even flip it a little bit. We can write their history too.
Right.
And
absolutely.
And combine them. And that's the thing. See, and this is what really bothers me. So my thing is, with all the great talent that we have great authors, great literary people and everything like that. Like, why hasn't that been done and presented to the school systems on a nationwide basis.
You're absolutely. But what kills me is that I don't think everybody celebrates, like, you know, Martin Luther King, which he was like my favorite person as a kid. Like, that's probably the first person that I was actually taught. Now, is there more? Of course. But also, Norm, I don't think we even understand our history ourselves, because we were thriving. We had our own base.
Right.
We had our own airport. We had our own. Every single time we got ahead, they burnt us down. And that's why I tell you, it's one thing to be racist, right? You cannot like a culture. You cannot like, but when you hold us down, when you put your foot on our neck so we don't accomplish anything, that's the problem that I have. And that's what has been done. They stop everything when it comes to us. And then, don't get me wrong, I can't even blame them all. Norm, I can't even blame them all, because sometimes, honestly, we are stopping ourselves.
True that.
True indeed. We got the foot on our own necks.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah. And the crazy, but see, the crazy about that, again, that comes from us not really truly learning from history. Like, if we recreated, and we could say this, we could be redundant about it all we want to, but if we recreated Black Wall Street,
that's what I'm talking
today,
about.
if we tried to do that today, right?
Yes.
Like, they ain't gonna be able to burn us down, but systematically, they'll still trying to find a way to stop it.
Right.
But see, we need a people like that, because I think, like I said, and you know, totally different topic, but you know, but we were not twerkers back in the day. We actually were educated people, and if people really understood that, they didn't want us to read, and they didn't want us to be smart, or they didn't want us to. I mean, Jim Crow, you know, back in the era of, and I don't, you know what? Because you guys are a little older than me. I don't know if you, well, your parents probably went through that type of thing, because I know my mom tells me the stories about when she was growing up. You know what I mean? But like you said, like, come on, we got to recreate this. But if they understood, there are so many things they didn't want us to do. And now that you got the opportunity to do, I can't stand a person that drop out. Like, you gotta be kidding me.
Right.
There's people that actually got tormented for you to be in school, and you decide to drop out.
Yeah, great point.
It just doesn't make sense.
Great point.
No doubt.
We got another call.
Excellent. No. We good. But yeah, I mean, great, excellent points, B. But that's the point I hope we get back to, where we start really,
absolutely,
you know, coming together as a community and just having our own. And there's nothing wrong with having our own. A lot of times people equate us coming together as we're trying to separate ourselves, or that we're hating on another culture or whatever. No, it doesn't mean that. We just, it's good to have our own. It's good to have our own and not be.
But it's good to show us an example. It's good to show our children an example of if we can accomplish this. But yes, Norm, I think that should be put out there somewhere. We got to write history books. We got to present that to, you know, we've got to get somebody to do that. You know what I mean?
That's correct.
Absolutely.
Representation in every area, a facet of life, is important for our children.
True indeed.
Honestly.
True indeed. Thanks for the call,
B.
B.
Good looking out, B.
Thanks. See you guys.
All right.
No doubt. Enjoy your MLK Day.
Thank you.
No doubt. Bye. Yo, but that's just real. I got to clap that up. No, I got to clap that up because, I mean, and it's funny that this discussion is basically taking precedence over our. I guess we got to continue that.
Yeah.
Probably tomorrow, because that's going to be a good discussion as well.
Too. Yeah, but I love that. We never stay on the cuff. We go with the emotions of the audience. That's what I love.
Yeah, we go with the passion of where it's going. It's going. Yeah. Speaking on what she was saying, but you know what? Here's another thing that I want to address too. The sensitivity about discussing things like
you
this.
ain't never lied.
Right. So if we're being honest, right? So if we're being honest with each other and saying, you know, our people do too much of this.
Right.
Italian people do too much of that.
Right.
Jewish people do too much of this.
Right.
White people do too much of this, or they don't do enough of this, or whatever like that. For having these discussions, for having these type of conversations, you know, we will be deemed as, oh, you're being offensive.
Right.
When we're just having a truthful, open, and honest dialogue. And I think part of the problem with all of us, right, and the reason why we got so much tension within different cultures is because we don't have an honest and open dialogue in these type of discussions.
Bro.
So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny, I'm seeing a lot of cats in the hip-hop industry, they're catching heat now, right? So now you make references, and I'm saying this, the other day when I mentioned, I have a Jewish friend.
Right.
So I mentioned, you know, like Jewish people, you know, stick together. Like a lot of the Jews, they control the media.
Right.
Because it's such and such and such and such. Now, am I being hateful?
No.
Is that anti-Semitic?
No, you're just putting it out there as it is.
Right. Now, you could take that out of context. You could say that's anti-Semitic, right?
Right. It's
so,
not, though.
So if we say African Americans, right now they have the run on sports, you know.
Right.
They're at the top in a lot of athletic situations. Right. Now, is that being racial?
No, it's not. But you'd be under attack.
But if you heard a Caucasian person say that, would that be considered racial to say that?
About
that we're on top. We're on top in the game right now in this country as athletes.
Right. No, it wouldn't be. If a white person was saying it about us, to me it wouldn't be.
Or is that just honest? It's an honest
statement.
You know, assessment.
Yes.
Of what's going on.
Yeah, you're
Shout out to Denise Sparrow. She said New Jersey Assembly woman Angela V. McKnight, the Budgetnista, Tiffany Allage got a law passed in New Jersey for financial literacy education for middle school kids. Thanks for sharing that, Denise.
Yeah, good.
Shout out to Bourne Davis on the check-in. Yes, Miss Robinson's class. I see Dee Dee Graham said, how about looking up what you didn't learn in history class? My diversity group had this book available when I worked at AT&T in Lucent. Shout out to them, you know, because I don't even know certain companies like that get involved in certain things like that. But it's funny because I say all that to say because Ice Cube, right, Jay-Z, and Scarface, Fox News accuses Jay-Z, Ice Cube, and Scarface of anti-Semitism. Right, and I was like, what? Jay-Z's doing business with Jews every day.
Right.
Like every day, cats doing business with them.
Right.
So let's read a little bit of this. It says, as if Fox News hasn't ever had anything good to say about hip hop artists or hip hop culture. The show and its guests have targeted another group of rappers, and this time for anti-Semitism. Recently on Tucker Carlson's Fox News show, he sat down with Victor Davis Hanson of the Hoover Institute and discussed the topic of moral hypocrisy in the mainstream. But hip-hop was specifically chosen to be dragged through the mud. All right? Goes on to say, Hanson said, let me make this bigger. Y'all know, even though I got on glasses, I still can't see a damn thing. All right. So now Hanson said, we got this whole trope. Now in rap music, all the major marquee rappers, Ice Cube, Jay-Z, Scarface, is just rampant anti-Semitism. And we saw LeBron James, our national icon, retweeting the anti-Semitic tweet of a rapper with no consequences. So the American people are saying to themselves, wow, what are the rules? What are the rules? Now y'all want to ask, what are the rules? Okay. Right. So now, despite the fact that both LeBron James and 21 Savage apologized for sharing what people deem as an anti-Semitic message, Hanson believes the same moral standards are being expected selectively, not across the board, and in the perceived level of outrage was inconsistent. Now, okay, so now y'all really want to have this conversation. Y'all really want to have this conversation, right? So, all right. So when... Again, so if an African American says a truthful fact, it's just like Don Lemon, said that white men are the biggest domestic terrorists in this country,
and he's right.
So you would expect him to catch a lot of heat, a lot of flack, whatever like that. Some people had something to say about that, but at the end of the day, is he lying?
He's right.
Is he being truthful? Is this going to spark a dialogue to dissect why are they considered?
No, that'll never, because they have to go under the microscope.
But see, that's the thing, right? So a lot of the rap context they're talking about when people say, yo, I'm getting Jewish money, blah, 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 whatever, like,
that's really like an acknowledgement.
But do you have a, like, is that anti-Semitism though?
No, it's an acknowledgement. It's
like Jewish money.
Yeah, that's an acknowledgement to me.
And I said this before. So again, if you, in your rap, if you saying I'm making pizza like Italians, blah, 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 and they picking little small things apart, to put a blemish on people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll take things way out of context.
Because they only hear the words. They don't hear the whole sentence.
All right, so now, okay, so LeBron. You came after LeBron heavy. He's anti-Semitic because he retweeted a rapper's quote.
Wow.
So he's anti-Semitic. So let's put the blemish, let's put that finger on him because he's getting too much praise right now as being one of America's greatest athletes. Let's put this blemish on him.
Right.
So that goes back to what we was talking about earlier.
Right.
Like, so everything great LeBron is doing for schools, opening up the schools.
Right.
Right. Let's have more news about that.
They're not going to because that's too positive.
Why does a retweet from a rapper get more traction in the media than LeBron opening up schools, giving education to more black youth?
Because they're trying to focus more on what he pushed.
Why doesn't Jay-Z creating a whole water system areas of Africa, right? So people will get clean water that's not killing them, that's not making them sick.
Right.
Why doesn't that get more traction than a quote, a Jay-Z quote, right? That reference Jewish people.
It is terrible, man.
Bro.
It's terrible.
I'm saying the things we focus on right now in this country, the distractions that are thrown our way,
right,
is ridiculous.
You're absolutely correct, bro. Absolutely. Absolutely.
No doubt. Shout out to Ingrid Judge. Why do we actually care? We need to move forward and focus on our own agenda. All this stuff to distract us from being great.
You're right.
Exactly. True indeed.
You're right.
Ramut said, just like many people say that African Americans eat watermelon and chicken. Well, it's true.
I love them both.
I don't really like, my wife like watermelon. I don't. All right.
I like
B
it
said,
cut, though.
You have to find something to tarnish the images of influential black people. True indeed.
True.
True indeed.
True.
I'm gonna take another call. Caller from the 908. State your name, where you calling from. You're on the Man Cave Today show. What's up?
Good afternoon, fam. This is Brother Tim Beverly.
Brother Tim, what's good,
what's
man?
up, cuz?
What's up, fam?
Everything is good. I'm just chiming in on the subject of today. And like I said, again, first of all, to be black is to think black. See, we come from a place where many of us, and the way we think, is about how we was formed to think.
Mm-hmm.
We have a history of a breakdown that took us from our original place in the planet Earth to where we are today. Not only in a place that was made for us, also to condition our minds to think for the people who oppress us. And this is what we are forgetting. We're looking at all the conditions. When you talk about the youth, what caused the youth to be who and what they are? What causes the parents to be who and what they are?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we talk about a black family. I deal with black people. I am pro-black. I'm like Johnny Cochran. If I don't see you wrong, you're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I stand up for my people every day. Okay? So when we looking at the soul condition, even when you talk about Martin Luther King, he was a symbol of freedom. He wasn't that one who sole responsibility to make us free.
Yes.
We're forgetting about that. See, we have a responsibility. Now, everyone that's listening and that is a part of this conversation. After this conversation, we have a responsibility not only to ourselves, to those we have immediate relationship to or we meet. We have responsibility to spread this. Now, it is a big thing for us to come together and create these institutions, if you might say, to help our people understand how valuable we are, not only to ourselves, to our future. And this is what we're losing. We're losing the fact that we do not have these certain entities that continue to, because we're not just a month, we're not just a day. We are fashioned to be celebrated on set days.
Right.
We got to stop getting out of set days. We have to be.
True indeed. True indeed, bro.
We have to be. So just to say that, I just wanted to chime in today. Want to hear my brothers, But anyway, we have to be. It's not just one day. It's not just a set day of the year.
Absolutely.
We have to be. We have to be Martin Luther King if we saw any value of what he stood for. We have to be Malcolm X if we understood what he stood for, or any other black inheritance that we can take for ourselves. What did they represent? What is the creative mind is all about?
No doubt. Right. No doubt.
Right.
365 days.
We can understand that creative process, then we can become great again.
Right. Yep, 365 days a year. We need to be that. True indeed, bro.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
you. So those are just examples. When we talk about our biblical text, Jesus said, I come only as a reflection, not that I am. And if you go through the whole book, if you read it properly, he never said, I am.
Right. That's correct.
Okay.
Right.
So we have to take that. We have to take those influences and be.
True indeed.
Right. True.
Appreciate you.
And in my walk, I would try to be.
No doubt.
I learned from the people before me.
No
That's
doubt.
all I need to say. I just wanted
Thank
to
you,
chime
brother.
in.
We always appreciate you.
Appreciate you calling in, bro.
My family, I love y'all.
Love you
Love
back,
you too.
man. Love you back.
One love. Absolutely, man. We gotta be there all the time. I know it's hard, man. We got our own lives or whatever, but we gotta always try to. A lot of times we do a hell of a lot of complaining.
We do,
and there's no actions behind the complaints.
We do, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And that's what we do got to change. You know, that's what we got to get better at as a people. Let's put some actions behind what we see is going wrong to try to fix it.
Right.
Instead of saying F it, now going back to the topic.
Right.
Instead of saying F it, we need to fix it.
That's
and that's really what the topic is about today. How many times we just said when it comes to a relationship, when it comes to a job situation or some business or whatever like that, we just say F it. Because we don't want to deal with certain situations or consequences or whatever like that instead of trying to fix it. Now, I get it. Everything at certain point in whatever the situation is, they may get to a point where you can't fix it. Right. But the key is to put in the effort to try to fix it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Are you putting in any effort to try to find a solution, or do we just say F it?
Right.
Or a lot like today, everybody got the whatever mentality.
Yeah,
Whatever. I don't care, whatever.
Until that whatever becomes a problem out of control.
Exactly.
Until that whatever becomes a problem out of control.
So when are we going to stop saying F it and then really start saying, let's fix it?
Yeah, true that. There you go.
No doubt. Let's read some comments. Shout out to everybody on there. Denise Sparrow said, walk the walk and not talk the talk. Shout out to Mimi. Mimi said the caller is right. It's not just a day or a month. It's all year, every year. True indeed. And Phyllis said, yes, 365 Norm. Ramut said we need to get back up and live again.
Shout out.
Real talk. Ingrid said, right, Norm, we need to get in motion. I'm definitely tuning in. You have a show on us building together. No doubt. DT said, get back to loving people like God gave love to each soul. True indeed, man.
That's
true indeed. True indeed. Shout out to everybody. B said we have to be. Yeah.
True.
No doubt. Phyllis said, preach, brother Tim. No doubt, man. If y'all get a chance, listen, it takes one click. Share the show out, man.
Definitely.
Because a lot of information, certain things we said other people need to hear. Share it out no matter what platform you are listening to us on. Make sure you share it out. Just click the share button. It only takes one little click. Going to Barb. Barb said, that's because these Jewish folks are trying to hold on and keep their lives covered due to the biggest historical heist of a people. Wow, deep. Gotta touch that another time. Jewflex Joseph Sr. says same reason why they choose to focus on MLK cheating rather than the positive that he's done in the world. Yeah, and he's done a lot of positive. And we never could forget that. And we just have to remind ourselves, too, of what he has done. Victor Johnson said negative is the hot topic to show a bad image to our people. And it's always been like that.
That's correct.
It's always. Why do you think gangster rap flourished? Now, listen, I'm a DJ. I love hip-hop. You know, I'm guilty. I love the gangster stuff. I love the positive stuff. I love this. I love the dance stuff. I love it all, right?
Right.
But why do you think the whole industry, the corporations, pushed gangster hip-hop more than anything else? More than anything else.
It wound up being big.
You don't think,
it wound up being big.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but if you don't think there's a grand design for what they push and what they suppress, There's a grand design behind it all,
Right.
and I gotta say that it's like we glorify the wrong things.
Right.
We pray things.
Right.
You know, come on, man.
Right.
Scarface, one of our favorite movies, but you got all these cats out in the streets that want to run around and be Scarface.
And that's so true.
How many cats you got running around in the street that want to be Martin Luther King? How many
That's
cats
correct.
you got running
That's
around in the
correct.
streets
That's correct,
that want to
brother.
be Malcolm X?
That's correct. Maybe 1 out of 100.
I'm just saying.
You're right.
Think about it.
Right.
Think about what we glorify, what we choose to glorify, right? Had a lot of great shows. We had Tavis Smiley. We had so many great shows we had on. Right? They'll get canceled in a minute. Love and Hip Hop running this, 8th season now? 7th season?
Right.
10th season, whatever?
Yes.
That got a shot. Again, we glorify the wrong things. We want to see more of the wrong-ish.
Right.
Instead of taking time, all right, so what? Okay, Tavis Smiley. Well, this is corny. I don't want to learn about history.
Right.
Oh, I don't want to see an interview about the
Right.
first black man that invented such and such.
Right.
I don't want to talk about Maxine Waters trying to do this, blah, 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 blah. But did you see Kim Bella?
Yeah.
Did you see
everybody
Senate
talks
Joe
about
Budden?
that.
Oh, my God. Or whatever.
Everybody talks
And
about that.
This is the mentality, man. We glorify the wrong things.
That's correct.
Right?
That's correct.
I had somebody tell me one time, right? It was somebody from the field. Yo, I love y'all show, man, but y'all be talking too serious, whatever. I be checking out this other show, whatever. They be talking about different sexual positions and this is that and this is whatever. And I'm like, okay, let me think about if I just change all my content to that.
That's the dumbest
And
thing.
when I actually heard this from somebody I knew, right? So
That's
I was
the
just
dumbest thing I ever heard.
I was like, okay, I think I'll keep on doing what I'm doing, bro.
Right, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? There's a time and place for everything. That's not me.
No, that was dumb, man.
That's
That was
not
dumb. Dumb.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. But we glorify
the nonsense.
The nonsense. And then we want to put a damper on anything positive. Anything positive doesn't get that much shine. Anything positive doesn't get that much attention.
Right.
And we have to change that mindset.
We do, man. You beast.
I'm saying. Am I lying, bro?
You're right. You're 100% right.
No doubt. B said they had an agenda for us, and that's why gangster rap was glorified. True indeed. Mimi said, so true, Norm, that little boy with the gun could be running around with a book leading other young people, but he's on FB. Yeah, but he's on FB live with guns, probably trying to get on World Star. True indeed. Ramut said, Norm, keep you respectful show. Much love to your show, no doubt. Jude Flex Joseph Sr. said, with positive vibes and messages, all you have to do is affect one person, and that will start the effect of change. Exactly. Ingrid just a big clapping for today's discussion. Folks are waking up. True indeed. Denise said, your program will have meaningful substance. Love BKS1. And I mean, as long as I'm here, you know, as long as I'm.
What you mean? You know,
as long as I'm
proper tear.
No. I mean, you know, listen. As long as I'm here in control, you know what I'm saying. This is a democracy here. You know, like if I step down, somebody else may take over. They may say, okay, we want to do this different or whatever. I know, but the show I'm on. Shout out to the Owl Show and other shows that we allow to come on this platform is always going to have some type of substance.
That's correct.
I don't care, even if we do our hip hop show
gotta have substance.
It everything got to have substance, man. Right. You know, I don't really care about the whole likes and this and that and oh my God, got to go viral, whatever like that. And my whole thing is because if I can't conform to what everybody else is doing,
right,
just to get attention.
Right.
And I see so many other people doing that. And it bothers me.
Right.
You know, it bothers me. Like, you just want attention.
That's
so you
it.
would sell your soul on Instagram
or give
just for attention.
Danger.
Yeah, I see people harming themselves. This the society we live in.
Yeah, you're right.
I see people harming themselves for attention.
Right.
It's crazy now. We're gonna come back tomorrow, man. We got to dove deeper into our main topic and everything. I just want to thank everybody for joining us today, man, on the Man Cave morning / afternoon show.
Yes.
yeah, man, it's like we got to get it together, man. And it's funny how what we're discussing took precedence over.
But it was necessary.
Yeah, it was necessary. It's needed, especially on today.
Yeah, we got it by the passion of the people
No doubt.
and what the spirit
No
is
doubt.
saying.
Again, I hope everybody's enjoying their Martin Luther King day, their day off, reflecting on things, on much needed change, and just reflecting on self. This day is for everybody. And we just got to do better, man. We got to do better as a people, man. I appreciate you all for joining me and my man, the dude, today.
Yes, sir.
Man Cave morning / afternoon show.
Afternoon.
We coming back tomorrow morning.
Beastin'.
Yes. We definitely gonna go in, and we just appreciate you all. And don't forget what's going down February 10th. Come out, rock out with Queen B, me, Chanel, and the whole team of BKS1, the whole squad. It's our official Who Owns the Mic series, but it's the Aquarium Birthday Bash. We are celebrating my birthday as well. Yeah, February 10th. It's an official day party. It's Sunday. It's the day party. It's Sunday. 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's grown and sexy, people. It is grown and sexy. It's at the beautiful Zulu Bar that's located at 437 Main Street, West Orange, New Jersey. That's 437 Main Street, West Orange, New Jersey. It's the Zulu Bar. Again, it's the Aquarium Birthday Bash day party. It's a grown, sexy affair. The admission is it's only $10 to get in. Only $10 to get in. They got excellent food, great drink specials. I'm gonna be on the 1s and 2s for a minute. I need time to enjoy my birthday though, people. But I'm gonna be on the 2s rocking out, 1 and 2s rocking out for a minute. My man DJ Okie E, he's rocking out. Shout out to the live performances that will be in the building that night. You're going to see some great, incredible talent. You know how we do at BKS1 Radio. You never know who may be there. You never know who's going to touch that mic. But I'm just saying it's going to be a lot of fun this year. If you thought it was fun at the holiday party, it's definitely going to be epic at the Aquarium Birthday Bash. And it's my birthday. Come out, have some cake, have a drink, and enjoy yourself, man. Good music.
Yes,
it's going to be that throwback music, man.
Yes,
Classic
sir.
music. All right?
Yes, sir.
You're not going to hear no baking soda. I got baking soda. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take you back with the classics, grown and sexy style. Come out and have a good time, man. That's February 10th. All right, write it down on your calendar. I want to see you all out there. Let's just enjoy ourselves and have a good time. Thank you for joining us on today's show. You got to remember this about us. This show is never about us.
It's always
about you. Because you are the next best kept secret. I love y'all.
Peace.
And ain't a damn thing y'all can do about it. I love my brother.
My brother.
Peace and blessings.
Peace, y'all. Tomorrow.